I used to spend a ton of time over here, and now I'm like, nah, this is sad vibes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say vibes 16 more times.
Vibes.
Mm-hmm. And are you okay with do you want to give out your socials, or do you not want me to ask? I normally ask, but it's up to you.
I mean, Twitter's fine, I guess. I need to remember. Block the Miss Prime. Yeah. Still, I'm sorry.
God, this lid is terrible.
Dunkin' Donuts is terrible.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Where
Get
are
out.
you from again?
Ohio.
Is that an Ohio thing?
No, well, Dunkin' started in Boston, I think.
I know. I mean, that's such a New Englander position to have. Like, I'll go to war for my donkeys.
Okay. You know what? We're starting off on a bad note, and I feel like we should move past this because we're going to end up in a fight on
Just
the mic.
Coming in hot.
That's your whole vibe.
Yeah.
There, I said it again. So proud of myself. Okay. Oh, I need to turn this off too. Hold on. So your phone is actually on silent?
It is actually on silent.
Look at you. Okay. And you're a hero, so you don't have any questions?
No.
Okay. I'm going to take notes about you.
Okay.
Yeah, you do. You do breathe heavily into the
I'm
mic.
just like,
wow.
I'm trying to
choke yourself. That's
I'm trying
crazy.
to just be like, yeah, I'm trying to get like one in. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's because I'm actively passing away. And also I can't.
Everyone's actively passing away.
I think I'm a little more active about it than others. It's the only thing that's active in my life. And that's why I'm breathing so heavily.
Nick, that's so scary. I mean, please don't die right now because I can't clean out a body. This isn't my apartment.
Yeah,
so
there's plastic over there. So I'll try to make it over there with my last few steps.
Oh, we are going to have a hard time getting through this. We have an hour. You better get yourself together. Okay. All right. Are we ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay, can you say pineapple pizza Penelope, just P words, please?
Pineapple pizza Penelope, P words, pens,
so
yeah.
Good, do that again.
Pineapple pizza, pineapple pizza, pineapple pizza.
Got it, thank you, we're good.
Great.
We're good, okay, yeah. Don't be yourself, be a better version.
I'm going to try to be a person who breathes softer, but...
No, worry about being a better person, full stop. I don't care about your breathing as much as I care about material. Okay. We ready? Yeah. We ready, Nick? Okay.
Ready, yeah.
There we go, there she is. What a melodic voice. Here we go. Oh, hi. You're listening to Service from Hell, a podcast featuring people that are currently in customer service positions or the lucky few that got out and all of the good, bad, and irritating things that go along with that work. I'm actor and writer Kate Gaffney, and am uniquely qualified to discuss this as I used to work at a very busy and very popular comedy club in Los Angeles, and at least one of you listening right now has probably grabbed me and told me you were ready to order when I was running around like a crazy person. So, let's eat! I'd like to welcome our guest, Nick Nunez. Nick is a comedy producer, writer, and reluctant creative who was born and raised in Manhattan, boo, and against all odds knows how to drive. We're going to get into it. He got his start in production at The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, and has since produced over 200 episodes of television, including The Opposition with Jordan Klepper on Comedy Central, Showtime's Desus and Mero, where you can also see him on screen being faux executed by his bosses in one of the many possible OSHA violations, and Pillow Talk, 90 Day Fiancé on TLC and Discovery Plus. He has also at various points held licenses to operate an NYC cab and a number 2 and number 8 oil burner for residential buildings of over 100 units, which should scare everyone. I have so many questions. I didn't write this bio, and I definitely read it when I put it in the document, and now I'm like, wait, Nick, what about this? What about this? Anyway, I better know Nick from Twitter because, and I hope he's not listening, he's hilarious on there. You should follow him immediately. Don't talk yet, Nick. I haven't introduced you yet. What are you doing? Nick! Well, now you have to talk. I might as well have said hello.
I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, I am listening, and I did hear that. So thank you very much.
Yeah, you should follow him on Twitter because he's very, very funny. And yeah, and just the comedy world is also how I know him. So, Nick, I have to know 200 episodes of television, including 90 Day Fiancé?
Yeah, well, not 98. Right. So I learned that the 90 Day Fiancé universe is like bigger than the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There are so many properties. It's so hard to navigate when you haven't watched it before. So I actually it was a great thing to dive into. It was an eye-opening experience when I was like, oh my God, I could see why people love this.
Wait, really?
Yeah, no, definitely. I was like, oh, this is compelling television. Just like being able to see people make mistakes and you can recognize them and just being like, wait, no.
Do you think that's what is the attraction of that show?
I think so, yeah, because none of us want to fix our own problems. So,
Real talk.
It is just really great to just be like, hey, you know what? This person is on TV just embarrassing themselves worse than I do to my family every day. So I 100% think that's why people watch it, yeah.
And so what was your job with that show?
I was just an AP. I did some... I was able to talk to a lot of the cast. So just going back, it wasn't the flagship show. It was Pillow Talk, which is a show where former members of the cast watch new episodes of 90 Day Fiancé and talk about it. And they react on camera and we film it. So it's like the experience of watching it, except you're seeing former couples that have made it. Make their judgments. Well, yeah, for the most part. I mean, sometimes they have split up but are on good enough terms to be back. But
wow.
Yeah, so there was a lot of talking with them and just like it's not really as interesting as the other TV jobs because it was all remote and all that. So but we did get an intimate look into their, I think I said intimate weird.
No, you don't. You say it like a Manhattanite.
Intimate. Yeah, it's just like I'm trying to hide that a little bit because I don't want to be an elitist. But
too late.
Yeah, no, it's too late. Yeah, so intimate. You get an intimate look into their houses, their living spaces, and all of that. Like that's all real. But then at the same time, you have to find them pajamas to wear.
Okay.
And that's just something I realize I'm not good at. I'm not good at it for myself. I'm definitely not good at it for other people. And other people that are women as well. I was like, ooh, this is a blind spot in my life, actually. I was like, I can write things, but...
Can't buy them PJs.
No, I can't do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you say it's you had more fun on or the other jobs were more interesting because they were maybe in person.
Right.
When you worked with Jon Stewart, how amazing was that?
It was so... It was one of those things where every time I walked into the office, I was like, this isn't real. So like, I was like, this is kind of bizarre. Like the whole way I got it. So to be clear, this was actually like, this was an internship that was like kind of like a PA role. So we spent a lot of time transcribing and doing stuff like that. But I do remember my first job was to shine pennies.
I'm sorry?
Shine pennies.
I thought I heard you say shine pennies.
I think that I did say shine pennies.
Please
because
elaborate.
So we were going to do a segment with Wide Snack that it was during the recession. God, I think I'm really aging myself. It was during the first recession of
and you were in middle
millennials.
school, so it's okay.
So I was in middle. Yeah, there was a lot of child labor at Viacom. You could leave that in. You don't have to bleep, you don't have to bleep that out. Love you guys at Viacom. You were basically my parents. No, so there was a Wide Snack was doing a music video with a guy called Slim Thug. He's a rapper.
Slim Thug. I love him.
Yeah. And it was going to be for a music video called Ballin' on a Budget.
Yes.
That was going to, be produced in the studio and all that. So in order to demonstrate budget, we couldn't make it rain with dollar bills. So we had to show pennies. But they had to be camera-worthy pennies. So apparently the, solution to that is vinegar and a pencil eraser.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, you soak them in vinegar for a while, and then you just take a pencil eraser to them, and then you dry them off, and they're very shiny.
For all the pennies I would like to have be shiny in my crazy brain. That's a cool little... I'm so dead-ass serious right now.
That was one of the things that I did during the beginning of quarantine to just, that was my early stage, like, I'm losing my mind. It's
baking
like,
bread.
Well, all these pennies gotta
be shiny.
Up. Yeah, and all this vinegar that, like, I stopped to buy vinegar. I thought it was water. It was a mistake. So, yeah, they were very vinegary days.
Okay, so wait, so shiny pennies, but also from let's maybe zoom out a little bit, sir.
Right.
I don't want to know about all your shiny penny jobs, although I kind of do. So what was so you were doing essentially like intern work there.
Yeah, there was a lot of interacting with audiences. We were doing some audience coordination there. We were the first line of like, insane people emailing saying like, saying horrible things about, just like early day, I'm sure that if I look back on some of those emails, it will be quaint compared to now with like QAnon people and all that.
Hello.
But there were definitely some like crazy people just like, hey, I know the truth about you, Jon Stewart, and then use his real name, which is something that you can just Google and it's readily available. It's like, all right, so you Googled him, like got him.
Is it?
Yeah. So it's just like, well, yeah. But there was a lot of that and a lot of like just working with production in the early stages of things where, like, hey, we need to grab this for whatever joke. There was a lot of weird runs to sex stores and, all the other stuff. But thankfully, a show of that caliber had a pretty
huge budget.
Huge budget and a pretty good supply of dildos in the back already. So, like, it's the kind of thing that, like, the other stuff was definitely more necessary.
Wow. Okay, so you did that for an internship, and then did you stay on with the show post middle school?
So I didn't think that you could actually do comedy as a job, even after I saw, like, after that happened, because it all happened so weird for me. Like, I had just, I was in college in New York at Fordham. No free press unless you want
big flex going to Fordham.
Yeah. Fordham, only the third best school on the island of Manhattan. Come on. Yeah, people love it there.
There's medals for third.
Yeah, no, they're, what? And they're some of the most precious.
That's right.
Bronze just works better.
Sure, it lasts longer.
Skin. Yeah. Does it really?
I don't know that.
I don't. I've never won an award.
Oh God, Nick, don't start crying. It's too early.
Look, oh God, yeah, but we only have like an hour or so. No, but I forgot where we're at.
Yeah, it wasn't going anywhere.
Nowhere.
So you didn't know you could do comedy as a job?
Yeah, no, I didn't know I could do comedy as a job. I got the internship because I made a classmate at a comedy writing class laugh, and she was an older actress who had actually won a Tony before.
Oh damn.
And she was going back to college because her son didn't want to go to college and she never went. So she said, I'll go to college if you go to college. And her husband's best friend was the comedian Louis Black. So we got introduced and I apparently made him laugh. And he was like, you're a sweet kid. Do you want an internship at The Daily Show? And that
Fuck off.
Yeah, so kids, if you want to make it, just be nice to the oldest person in your class. Like, I got to tell you, shout out to Allison Fraser. Allison Fraser, I'll say your name right. She's doing great things. Still an actress that's doing some of her best work in New York. Oh. And yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So
wait, but how did you by proxy make Louis Black laugh? Because he wasn't in the class.
No. So she introduced me. Well, actually, so I wrote a piece that I had to perform in front of the class, and I was very tired because I was up for 24 hours on, starting to really embrace my Adderall addiction. Ah. Yeah. So I showed up to class very tired and just kind of performed in a deadpan because it sucked anyway. And apparently that made it better. And she sent it to him. He said that it made him laugh. And I was like, all right, well, I didn't believe her. So she showed me the email and I was like, all right, cool. That just made my life worth living. Because he was, one of my favorite stand-up comedians growing up, him and George Carlin. And then she introduced me at a show. And I was just so nervous about meeting him that I actually got there before her and I saw him smoking across the street and I just left.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I turned and I was like, I can't do this. So I walked away, and then like 5 minutes before the show, she texts me and she says, Allison does it. And she's like, hey, where are you? And I was like, I left. I can't. And she said, turn back around and get your ass over here right now.
Oh my God.
She introduces me to him and he says, oh, you're the kid who wrote that thing. It was funny. I was like, it wasn't really. But he was like, oh, shut the fuck up. It was funny. And I was like, all right, cool. So I go into the place and I'm in this like roped off section. I'm very nervous about being around these people because I'm just a sophomore and an idiot. And still am an idiot. Yeah, but but I have graduated. Shout out to Fordham University. You'll give one to anyone.
Aggressive plugs. Just plugs all over.
I really want them to forgive some student debt. So I know that Biden's not going to do it. So
well, he didn't win the election, so it'll get overturned. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, fantastic. I can't wait. Yeah, where were you on January 6th, Kate?
Keep it moving. Don't ask me any more questions.
So, I go into this area and like everybody's, I'm a producer, I'm a director. And, I'm just like, I'm just here, and
I'm a guy just around.
And there's this girl who's roughly my age is in the area, and she leans over and whispers to me like, hey, I'm a waitress, but over here, I'm an actress.
Good for her.
So I had 2 drinks and I was like, I'm a writer, just like real bullshit. But it was maybe the only time I've ever made a smart decision in my life. But after the show, I stood around in the little circle with everybody.
Yes.
We were all chatting. And I made everyone laugh once. And I was like, get out of here now. Like, you now leave. Like you made your presence known.
That's right. That's right.
You charmed everyone once, exactly one
time, singular time.
Once.
Yep.
Now just leave before you become annoying. And I did. And I went back to my dorm, and all my roommates were like, "So what the?" And I was like, "Let's just smoke some weed because I don't know. Like I don't know
what it means."
Yeah. And so we just played Grand Theft Auto and smoked weed all night. And the next day I woke up to the email saying, "You're a sweet kid. Do you want an internship at the Daily Show?"
Holy shit, Nick. Yeah. The thing is I've said this to so many people, including a lot of comic friends, where I've said, you never need to be the last one to stay at a party. You're never going to network your way into a better conversation. Do I think you should if it's just like a handful of people at the bar and 4 out of the 5 of you is connected somehow and whatever? Okay, maybe. But at a party or in a social setting, always leave them wanting more. Always. So, because if if you had stayed 5 minutes longer, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
I would have fucked that up.
Yeah, of course you would.
And I know that for a fact because later on in my career I have. So, it's all about learning.
Yeah. Well, listen, I didn't want to tell the audience, but I'm trying to help you because you're currently living in your car. So you're welcome.
I'm just so not used to getting help. I'm so used to being ignored on street that it is, no, this is horrible.
Okay. So you decide, so after the internship at the Daily Show, so then you went on to Jesus and Marrow. You've done what's the trajectory?
So I actually took a huge break from TV because I still didn't see how everybody I interned with was brilliant. They all were at, Columbia, NYU. They all had, journalism degrees and all that. I was still an English creative writing major that decided not to get his MFA.
At what university? Where'd you go? I forget. Did you haven't said it yet?
A little place called Fordham University.
Fordham. Fordham. That's how I know it. That's how I know.
Denzel Washington went there. No big.
So you're not getting your MFA. You're just getting undergrad in that.
Yeah. So this is where I just wind up just in a weird, hey, you kind of write. So why don't you become a copywriter at this weird ad agency that doesn't have HR and has a lot of bros doing cocaine in the morning, just that kind of situation.
I have so many questions that I'm going to ask you off the mic.
I think I'm allowed to talk about it because I'm not sure that place exists anymore. At least I hope it doesn't.
Okay, well, just to save me from getting sued, don't say the name.
All right, sure.
But so it was an ad agency.
Right. Yeah,
were bros really doing coke in the morning?
Yes. Well, to be fair,
the day hadn't stopped from the night before.
Also, to be fair, they were sales bros. And they were led by the son of the president of the company. So, if they're not doing coke in the bathroom, are you really a startup? Truly. So, it was mostly just like online ads that we try to make wittier or better in a certain amount of characters. But early on, so unregulated that we were just like we were helping create ads for things that were like, this will cure your cancer.
Holy shit.
And I was like, can we legally say that? And they're like, yeah, we can.
Wow.
And and then one day I get sent up an account for like some granny porn site. And they're like, you have to write these granny porn ads and you have to make the little images and all that.
What is granny porn, like 35 plus for women?
Yeah. No, there were a lot of my contemporaries. And I just love to see them corner a new market and really just, because the Helen Mirren's going to try to go for that if she keeps looking this great. So, you're going to want to get in as early as early aged as possible. But
you're ridiculous.
I just remember when I was doing those ads, finally, the head of sales just came up and just put a hand on my shoulder and was like, hey, you don't have to do this if you don't want to.
Wait, really?
And I was just like, well, what else
now can I do?
Now more like I've already seen so much. if you're
can't
just gonna
unsee.
if you're just gonna hand it off to somebody else, it's just like
Save them from the trauma.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, I've already come up with the alliterative cum crazed cuties because when my good feminist friends was like, cum crazed sluts is a little too hard for this, and I was like, I don't know what kind of audience we're pitching to though. So yeah, no.
I'm crying.
So there was a lot of that nonsense, and then that became my favorite toxic workplace to work at.
One of many, I'm sure.
Oh sure. Yeah.
How long were you there?
I was there for about 2 years.
Okay, and so
Yeah.
then did you get back into TV after that?
No, that's where I got all of my crazy jobs. I started off as a handyman.
Okay, wait. Okay, we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna skip to the next section in just a second. So, get us up to today. So today you are back in TV.
Yes.
You're doing all kinds of fun things, a lot of
Yes.
which you can't talk about.
Yes.
And okay, great. So we're gonna move on to the specifics of the terrible jobs. Okay, great. And then we can talk about you being with the NYC cab situation because I know the audience
That's
is gonna
in
be
the middle,
furious that I didn't ask. Okay, great. All right, folks. Well, we hope you enjoyed your apps. We're gonna move on to the entrees after a quick break. We're back, and now it's time for the entrees. Okay, Nick, since you are not a fan of the podcast, you don't listen, and you have given me a
Never.
lot of notes about a thing you've never heard. This is the part where I ask you a bunch of the same questions that I ask everyone, so you're not special, but this is where you tell stories. So, okay, what was your first job ever where the government was taking taxes out of your job? So some people have said, like, babysitting paper out, whatever. We know nobody would trust you with their kids. So what was your, like, first job ever?
Hate to disappoint. It was people trusting me with their kids.
No, it was not!
You hate to see it. It was. My first job was working at a summer camp, but in the middle of Midtown Manhattan. So it was not a summer camp. It was a building where people drop their kids off in the morning.
Oh my God.
It's not summer camp if the kids go home at night, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
if there's no lake or,
Yeah.
like weird,
Pool.
like first sexual experiences. Like if it's 4 blocks from Times Square, is it truly summer? No, it was just a place for us to take their kids to do activities. And it was like, there was like one adult.
Ooh.
There was like, a violent 16-year-old in charge of everything.
Wait,
truly.
really?
Yeah. Yeah, I got hit every single day.
What?
Yeah.
Wait,
no.
is that serious?
Yeah, well, they made it into a game, so I couldn't get mad about it. You know how bullying works.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. But basically, there's a bar called Rudy's Bar and Grill on 9th Avenue. It's still there. It's still one of the worst places
On the planet.
yeah, but you
You
can get
go.
drunk for cheap.
Yeah.
And there's a massive pig outside, so a whole group went to lunch, and they'll all say pig, pig, pig over and over again. Like my grandma does to me, and then whoever slapped it, the pig, would be available to hit the person who touched it last. And I always touched it last because
Self-loathing or what was
just I was normally boxed out, and I also had pretty bad knees, so
Oh my God,
yeah.
Nick.
So like one of my friends just became really good at running,
Wow.
and I just got good at being hit.
This is how they were like. What? How is
Yeah.
any of this allowed?
I mean, like I knew that we were probably not fit for this job. Where when we had one problem child, I still remember his name, Jacob. Most of the camp counselors had to ask our only supervisor, like, can we just hit him? Like, can we
Fuck
just
off, Nick!
Because we all came from homes where we
got
all got
hit.
hit.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, this is how
we handle situations.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was it was really enlightening, and they were just like, no, you cannot hit kids. It was like that kind of thing where like when libertarians almost figure out that why they're wrong. We're like, well, if we can't hit the kids, then why are our parents hitting us? They're like, this doesn't make any sense. And then we just go home and we're like, oh wait, we
We
just
shouldn't be getting hit, but we just got hit
we almost
again.
unionized, but but that'll get
Against
you
your
hit.
parents?
Yeah. And then we're like, oh no, I still need shelter. So
Wait, so you were getting punched in the face or whatever at your
just
first job?
roughly in the chest, and
Right, because the bruises would be visible if they were on your face.
Yeah, exactly.
The classic abuser move.
Classic.
So you do that for just like what, one summer?
Yeah, I do it for one summer. Some people stay continuing to come back, and I just kept thinking of it, how much I hated kids.
Or how much you were getting fucking hit.
There was a lot of but there was also, that's true. Look, yes,
Am I crazy or are you crazy?
I think I'm crazy. I think I'm so not used to being treated well in a workplace from this experience, and then
onward
coming into the job market during the first Great Recession, after the housing market collapse, and then just never
working
getting
in TV.
just never getting benefits or anything like that. It's just wait. The bar just drops so low. It's just whoa, this job, you don't physically hit me? That's nuts.
This job's awesome.
I'm like, that's a benefit, and that's better than healthcare, because most of my health insurance was, is this bone broken? But
oh my God.
Not from that. It wasn't that. Come on. I mean, look, those kids grew up to be nothing, but at the same time, whatever.
Wait, do you see any of them on socials and think fuck yourself because they really haven't done anything?
No, well, none of them have done anything.
Oh, that feels so nice.
But I do follow one who we all were in love with, but she was, just so dumb. She was like whenever she wants to look smart, she would pick up a picture, pick up a dictionary and be like, I'm reading a dictionary. And I'm like,
no, Nick, no, she did not.
Yeah, she actually I believe that dodgeball stole that whole thing from her, because she was, and she still barely knows how to read, but she's still beautiful. So it's just good for you. You did make it.
You hit the lottery.
Yeah. So she made it. Yeah. But then everybody else, they're doing horrifically. And
doesn't that feel good to hate follow people? I hate follow some of my bullies too. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck you, die in a fire, which is rude. But
yeah, but some people need to die in fires, because
agreed.
How else do we have heroes in society? Truly, we have to there's a way to turn it around, and it's by dying heroically.
Okay, so your first job was a horrifically abusive summer camp, and how many customer service jobs would you say you've had?
I worked at Club Monaco. That was
what?
Yeah. So that was one pretty direct one. But everything else was as a doorman or working at an ice skating rink on 42nd Street. It was dealing with customers kind of, but not direct customer service.
Oh no, that counts though.
All right, great. So I don't know, let's just say
20?
Yeah.
Were you about to say more than that?
I was going to say between 15 and 20.
Oh, look at me being psychic. I'm so good at this. Thank you for the
you could
compliment.
just see the struggle on my face and see this is a guy who has not worked at a place for more than 2 years at any point in his life.
Okay, wait. So I have 1,000 questions, so I'm trying to. This is probably going to be a two-parter because, my God. Okay, so that's how many customer service jobs. Now, before I get into the specifics of all the ones I want to ask about, which was your favorite of all of those?
I would probably say Club Monaco, because they gave me $300 worth of free clothes and then put me in the basement, so I never had to see anybody after an incident.
Oh, I'm going to need to hear about that incident.
Oh, yeah?
And you know what's so fucked? I'm such a hillbilly that when I heard Club Monaco, I thought Club Med, and I was like, oh, it's some sort of place where you go and you serve cocktails to rich white people. No, this is a clothing store.
Yeah, it's for people that are better than us.
Clearly, because I didn't even know what it was. Wait, so you also have brown skin. Is that why they put you in the basement, you think?
Yes.
Is that true?
No.
Damn.
It was, I literally just walked up Broadway just being like, are you guys hiring? Because I was so desperate for cash. And it was a clothing store just full of women, and they were all very skinny women, they wanted the discounts on the clothes. Yeah. So their basement full of clothes, one of the shelves collapsed, and they were just they would just, whenever they were looking for something, they were like, hey, yeah, I'll go into the basement. They'll go downstairs, look at their phone, come back up and say, we don't have it, because it was a disaster.
God.
And as soon as I walked in, the manager, who was a 5'3" skinny blonde, just said, wait, yes, we'll hire you to be in to fix our storage room situation because you're a man and you're strong. And I was like, I have rheumatoid arthritis, but you don't need to know that. So like it was.
But you ain't asked, so
exactly. I was like,
joke's
yeah,
on you.
well, like let's just like let's use this, you know, thing that this like masculinity as a
This
for
genetic
like.
advantage.
Yeah, let's finally use it to my advantage. Like, you know, like I didn't just come from an all boys rich high school that I went to for free to not, you know, benefit from being a male. So yeah, I took that job. And yeah. But they still had to dress me in their finest wares just in case I was ever seen upstairs, which I was, and then they promptly sent me back down.
Wait, so you literally how many days how long did you work there? Because
I worked there for about a year.
you were in the basement for a year, Nick.
Yeah, but I grew up in a basement. Did
you really?
Fine. Yes, I did.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. This is the reason why, like, I utterly hate the sun. Like, surely, it's
You're a cave dweller. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, like, you know, too much sunlight is actually just brutal for me. Like, I'm like a house cat. So, like, I've always said that I grew up in a basement and I act like it. So truly it was like Bane in the third, you know, Batman movie where it's like, oh, I grew up in the darkness. I mean, I'm not going to do a voice.
You should have. I was so desperate for you to.
I'm not going to do it.
Okay,
No.
well, maybe I can trick you into it. Okay, so Club Monaco was your favorite?
I think it was my favorite. Yeah.
Why?
Because there
Hot
were,
women everywhere?
yeah, there were a lot of women everywhere, but like they were all so nice to me. And it was just like,
Nick.
you know, and I think it was because they thought still that I could lift heavy things. And like, it was like, I can't really, but I could lift lighter things many times. And if you tell me you could put in headphones for 8 hours and do one monotonous task back and forth
Fair
like for
enough.
it and get paid for it, like
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I
And
get
they
that.
like, and since that store was all women's clothes, whenever they got returns for men's clothes, they would just leave it downstairs and they'd be like, we have no idea what to do with this. And I'm like, I'm stealing it. So like, it was a pretty open stealing process. It
Yeah,
was just like, they're like, it costs less for you to steal it than it would for us to UPS it to a store that would. So I guess they gave it to me sometimes,
I
but
was just gonna say because you opened with they gave you $300 worth of clothing.
yeah,
so.
you had to look. You know, you had to have their. Well, actually, it was more than that because it was the jeans were $300.
Fuck off.
And
Nick.
then yeah, but they were the best jeans I've ever worn in
I'll
my life.
bet.
Yeah, and then you get the shirt, tie, and the whole thing. So it came out to like closer to $500 worth of free clothes, and they were just like, and I was at my skinniest because my doctor had just upped my my Adderall dosage.
You really were you really addicted to Adderall? Is that a real thing? Oh,
Yeah,
that's a real
yeah.
thing. Okay.
Yeah, but then you know, things changed. So I got over that, you know. And yeah, and
We'll move
now-
past it. Okay, so you were super skinny because you were on legal cocaine.
Yeah, I was on legal meth. Well, it's close.
Meth,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
meth. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, my teeth are doing great. So
Where are they, by the way?
they're all over the floor. So yeah, no. So it was. I forgot what the question was now.
I do too.
Yeah.
So that was your favorite.
It was my favorite, Club Monaco, yeah.
Okay, so hot people, free clothing. That's
Yes.
wink free. Okay.
Yeah, and never after one interaction with a customer, they're like, never come upstairs again. And that
Go
was
back to the
so
basement.
great to not be fired.
Listen,
But-
I'm actually truly I totally agree because the number of times when someone would walk up to the bar or walk into a restaurant where you're like, motherfucker, I don't want to deal with one more motherfucking person today. To be able to be paid the same as the people that had to interface with humans.
Exactly.
You rigged the system and figured
did.
it out.
I
And they
did.
didn't know you had arthritis.
did, yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, thank you. I'm a child prodigy in that way.
It's from being hit. So you don't ever say that abuse doesn't work. Okay.
Yeah.
What was your least favorite of all of those jobs?
All right, so my least favorite was I was a doorman at a rich building in Tribeca.
Oh my God. Tell everybody about Tribeca who doesn't know about New
so
York.
yeah, well, there's a film festival named after it. It's I don't know why like I want to go into like New York tour guide mode where just like, well, it's actually
No,
named for-
I asked.
Yeah,
People need to know.
well, the vibe is wealthy. So, you know, just like the
Dripping with cash.
listeners of this podcast. Yeah. So you would fit right in, everyone.
Don't let him read you guys. I
Yeah.
love y'all.
Yeah. Please
Nick.
send angry emails to Kate about
No,
me.
please don't.
Please. Yeah. No Flutter email. I'll send you her personal one. No. So yeah, it was in a rich area that is just like, it used to be a lot of just like the meatpacking district.
Yeah.
It used to be like a very industrial area, but then Robert De Niro moved there, and then like it's just all like the building that I worked in used to be like a thread company, like it's like a landmark. It's like called the American Thread Company building or something.
Well, and what you're doing is not being hyperbolic. The truth is De Niro actually did move there, and it really did change the whole neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think he got a restaurant there. That's where the film festival began, and it's just like it's right next to a bunch of entrances to tunnels. So
your favorite
actually
shit ever.
is garbage. And like you can't really get food delivered there unless you're willing to spend thousands of dollars.
Is that real? Really?
Well, no, like you could get like shitty food like Domino's or whatever, but like everything else is just like a restaurant that is just like, oh yeah, this restaurant has one syllable.
Oh,
and
God.
it's like, you know, you need I don't know.
Or it's a sound. It's like oomph. Go to oomph. And the plates are fucking $6,000.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, gold is in everything. I'm like, gold doesn't taste good.
Yeah.
I don't know what your guys' problem is.
I
Like,
don't need to eat it. I don't know what this is
what
about.
Are you, a fictional dragon that just wants to, like, what is going on? But I don't know. I mean, rich people, like, look, whatever keeps them from hunting people in the wild, just eat as much gold as you want. I'll be eating the bronze.
Fordham. Shout out to Fordham.
Shout out to
We're
Fordham, the
still
bronze,
there.
the bronze medal of New York. Yeah, they're gonna love me.
Okay, yeah, they are. Yeah. So wait, why was being a doorman your least favorite?
Okay, so the people sucked. Number one,
Shocking.
obviously, but that wasn't my boss was a guy who loved to tell me that he was from Romania.
Oh, cool.
But was never in Romania. So like, you know, how much do you really love Romania, man? No, that's not the part that he loved to talk about. What a cruel boss he was. Like,
are you joking or serious?
I'm dead serious, and something that made me. Well, I'll get to it. So this guy, my first day, I'm just like, hey, where's the fridge, or where can I get some water? And they're like, oh, two doormen were fighting over fridge space, so I took the fridge.
What?
And I'm just like, what are you, Machiavelli? Like,
Yeah.
what is going on? And he was so proud of it.
That's
like,
insane.
He loved to say what privileges he's taken away from people. There's like, he loved to like just interrupt I had like the 11 p.m. till like 6 a.m. shift on weekends.
Oh, Nick.
So he would come down when he couldn't sleep just to tell me about times he's fucked people over. And it's just like,
no.
it's like, why do you, and then, you know, just say like, oh yeah, I was involved with some like Romanian crime, like with like the film industry or whatever. And
do you believe that though?
No.
Yeah, of course not. I don't either.
Yeah, I mean, he was a fucking idiot, but like at the same time, like if he had a farm and somebody's like, can we film here? I mean, I know there's a lot of kickbacks for Eastern European filming, you know. I don't like this is my QAnon corner, but it's like really mild and it's all about the film industry. But like if you got a movie to shoot on your farm and you got paid for it, you're not involved with anything. Like,
accurate.
Yeah, you just got paid for a fee for like
location.
Relax about
That's
it.
Yeah, relax.
Yeah, but the people eventually start like. I'm not sure what I liked more or less. The people just walked in and didn't acknowledge me as a human being because, like, there was a difference.
Yeah.
Like, they live different lives than me.
Yeah, that's right.
And I I hate more the people who come in and are over friendly.
Wait, really? Oh, you like
Yes.
to be abused, though.
No, I'm not sure it's that because, like, I think it's like when you are a billionaire with a B.
Fuck
and
off.
you
There
want
were
to just like
billionaires in that building.
Yes. It was so
Jesus.
there was billionaire with you know it's
Singular,
like, yeah.
but
so yeah, really nice person, but like when you come by and you're just like it seemed a little too much like I'm trying to show my friends that I'm nice to help.
Oh God.
And I wasn't around during the holidays, so
you didn't get the
couldn't
gifts?
even get the benefit of a tip, you know. So all I got was just a guy telling me how great it was to be shitty to us. Finally, the thing that got me to leave was that I actually got what one doctor called the worst case of shingles they had ever seen in a 26-year-old person.
Wait, are you joking?
No. So
Shingles is it's
Yeah,
from
it's-
chickenpox as a kid,
Yeah.
and then it's from stress.
Yes.
You get it. Fuck off.
So I actually had it twice as an adult. Second time actually left my arm pretty scarred and was one of the worst experiences of my life.
Shingles is enormously painful. This is a comedy podcast.
Yeah.
Y'all should look it up. I've
Yeah.
had it once. I had it in 6th grade when I was being bullied relentlessly, and it is the fucking most painful shit of all time.
Right. I mean, it was the case. I thought that I had just like gotten burned drilling
Yep.
into concrete.
That's how it
over,
feels.
Yeah.
Yep.
And by the time I went to urgent care, they actually prescribed me narcotics for the pain. And I said, well, the pain's not that bad. And they're like, wait till tomorrow. And boy, were they right.
Really?
So I had this case of shingles and I had to call out of work because they said the first and foremost thing is do not be around a newborn baby because it will kill them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So there was a brand new, just came home from the hospital, newborn baby in the building. And they had went to park their car, and this was like a couple of days before I got diagnosed with shingles, but I already had a couple of lesions.
Yeah.
And they were like, can you just like rock the carriage back and forth
Nick.
in the lobby while I parked the car? So I did that. So the first thing I did after the doctor was call my
them.
boss and just like, hey, I can't come into work. I can't be around this family or this baby or like literally anybody who's going to interact with. This was before the pandemic, so
Yeah.
I guess that would, I don't know. He seems like the kind of guy who would not believe in pandemics either, because when I called him, he was like, well, just like wear a long sleeve shirt and don't tell them. And I was like, no, I'm going to kill this baby if I come into work. And they're just like, well, they can't get mad if they don't know.
Fuck.
And I'm just like, you're missing the point, sir. Like, I'm already, like, I think we should tell them that I was in contact with the baby to begin with.
Yes.
And he refused to do that. And I had no way of
contacting them.
Yeah. So my dad was in the same union as this guy. So I just called my dad and I was like, what do you think I should do? And he's like, you should quit. Like, you should not go in and you should not go back.
Wow.
And you should, if anybody asks why, you should 100% tell them why. So
he's right.
Yeah. So I wasn't in the union or whatever. I had no access to anybody above them building, but I was like, this guy, like, thankfully the baby was fine. I mean, I'm sure it's going to grow up to be a rich asshole, but
fuck the baby anyway.
Yeah. Like, I hope that baby one day gets shingles as an adult.
Agreed.
I mean, it'll help them grow.
Yep.
Lesions on their skin. So, very painful.
The worst pain.
This is a promo for shingles.
Shout out to shingles. It is not. Shingles. It doesn't get the bronze for painful diseases. It gets a gold.
It does. Yeah. Wow.
Jesus.
So yeah, I do know we have that in common.
I know.
Oh, wow.
Well, most people don't know that it comes from chickenpox. Because is that why they think you had it in your system? Because once you get chickenpox,
I had chickenpox and then I got shingles, and I got shingles the second time because I was on a medication for arthritis that. This is not good podcasting, but it basically
none
worked
of it has
by.
Been, so we're good.
Yeah, fantastic. There was like my doctor was leaving town. He was just like, I want to help before I go. Try this medication. It works by just shutting down your immune system completely. So like, because since arthritis is an autoimmune disease, so they're like, yeah, it'll work by. And my knees felt fantastic for the 2 days before I got shingles.
Holy shit.
So yeah, and then they were just like, oh, I guess you're gonna need your immune system. And I was like, oh
guess I don't.
Boy.
What an inconvenience it is.
I shook both fists at God and I was like, you created a monster.
Wait, so when they said it was the worst case of shingles they'd ever seen in an adult male, what was it just all over? Was that the one that scarred your arm?
All over. I would love to show you a picture later.
No, I'm all set.
Yeah, I would love to email. I'm going to just post it and tag you on all. You're on Tumblr still, right? Yeah. You
Reddit.
have strong Tumblr energy. So yeah, no.
Wait, so you get the worst, and they said it was the worst because it was just literally eating your body.
I was also a handyman at the time, so I was drilling into concrete, and I had some blowback.
Yeah,
and it initially just like scarred up my wrist and whatever. So I typically am I come from a long line of hypochondriacs, so I had insurance at the time, so I was like,
you overcompensated.
100%. Like I'm part of the problem. You know, I'm the reason why emergency rooms are clogged. So yeah, so you can reach.
The pipeline.
Yeah, you could reach me at Twitter if you need. Anyway, yeah. So I just didn't do anything about it because I was like, well, I was clearly just blowback from the concrete, and I just like had this fever, and I was like, well, you're not. And then like I just didn't do anything about it for about 5 or 6 days. And then at that point, it had taken over like my
and then
whole
you can
body.
get infections.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. Like it was a bad experience through and through. Yeah,
there's no upside to shingles.
Well, the opioids that they prescribed me were.
Okay.
This is an ad for opioids. Yeah, America's favorite.
The Adderall, bitch. Yeah, truly America's favorite.
America's favorite. Yeah, absolutely. Up there. Yeah.
Pandemic number 2. So wait. So you're like, I'm not doing doing anything about this.
Yeah.
And then it starts to spread to your entire body.
Yes.
And so you're like,
it just got all the way up to like,
your shoulder.
Yeah, my left shoulder. Apparently, it just stays on one strip of,
skin.
Yeah.
I didn't know
guess.
that.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I guess that's true. That's
I
true
also
for me too.
didn't want to wait around long enough to find out. There was some antivirals that like, and the funniest thing was that like when the nurse saw me, I went in on Independence Day, so I actually got yelled at as soon as I walked in. They're like, "What stupid shit did you do with a firework?" And I was like, "I promise this was not fireworks." And then as soon as a doctor walks in, it's like, "Holy shit, that's shingles!" And I was like,
God.
"Okay, well, yikes."
You're like,
Which,
cool.
by the way, like
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that, doc. Like
Yeah.
nobody wants that. I mean, like I kind of wanted it. Like I like you ever go to therapy and you don't want to be the one with the worst problems.
But you kind of do.
Yeah, I once walked in. I was once and this is a quick aside. I was once in my waiting room for therapy, and this guy walks out, and he just looks so really put together, like you'd like him, and he had a book.
I don't like readers.
Okay, well, yeah, I could kind of tell. Yeah, once again, Tumblr energy. But he came out, and I went right into the therapist's office, and I was like, "Where do I rank?" And he was
You
like,
did not say that.
He was like, "What do you mean?" And I said, "That guy doesn't look like he has real problems, but like there are some people that are crying out there. So like I know that there." And before I finished, he says 6, and I was like,
God.
"I'm not sure you're a good professional."
No, that's confirmation he's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah. No,
Holy
I
shit,
mean,
Nick.
the confirmation it was not good was he once cut me off to say, "Do you ever listen to the Joe Rogan podcast?" And I was like,
You are lying.
He's like,
to
he
my
says
face.
a lot of interesting stuff, and I was like, "Okay, bye."
I need to immediately find a new therapist.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Wait. Okay, so hold on. Wait, so the doctor is like surreptitiously putting
Yeah.
gloves on and a mask
Yeah.
and a fucking whole antiviral fucking
they're
nuclear suit.
Really, really stressed. They're just like, "Geez, like, how did you not see a doctor?" I'm like, "Look, in retrospect,
I would have.
looking at these lesions all over my arm, like." I probably should have, I've come here for like soreness before, like, I should
My
have
knee
done
kinda
something
hurt.
about this. Yeah.
These open lesions on my body.
Yeah.
So how long did it take for you to bounce out of that?
Like about a week or so.
That's it?
Yeah. I mean,
That's pretty
like,
quick.
it turns out when you stop taking the pill that
is hurting you.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
that,
it's weird.
Yeah. But then my knee started hurting again. And I was like, "Oh, which did I like better? I don't know, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're still wrestling with that right now.
Yeah. No,
you
there's
should-
no cure. Anyway, yeah, this is an ad for rheumatoid arthritis. If you want a lifelong friend.
RA, baby. They got a cool little acronym. Not even acronym. They just call it RA.
RA, yeah.
I only know that because of friends that have booked that commercial. Fuck them. They weren't all up for the same role. It's fine. Okay, so being a door person was your least favorite because
Least favorite.
But what made it your least favorite is when the billionaire would speak to you, not when people would fully ice you out.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
I mean, and also I didn't like when they fully iced me out because they were the same people who would leave their car out in front and they'll get a ticket and they're like, "Your job is to make sure I don't get a ticket." And I was like, "My job ends at the door." Like,
Would you
that's
say
why.
that to him?
Yeah,
'Cause
I was
that's true.
I'm like, well, because also I was like on like a limited term weekend thing. Like I was like, "Look, you could tell me all you like. I'm not trying to become the best doorman in the world.
Yeah, this isn't
like,
goals. This is settling.
Like, and I'm also not the type of guy who is just like, "Oh, like there's a shitty job, I'm gonna do a shitty job."
I'm the same way. You do it.
However,
but you're not gonna bleed
I
out.
do exactly what the job is.
Exactly
And
enough.
if this place does not require me a space to have water, which like you have seen what a thirsty bitch I am.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, no,
you're
seriously.
sweating constantly.
Once again, I am the problem that with droughts. Like it's me. I'm drinking all the water.
why you
I'm
can't
producing
live here.
sweat. Yeah, no. Yeah, actually the governor told me that. That's why I voted for the recall. Anyway, those are my politics. How about yours?
Again, you were with me on January 6th. It's fine.
It was a party. I don't know what everyone's talking. I would have to stop this. Yeah,
we
I'm
do.
gonna-
We actually do.
Yeah.
Screeching halt. Okay, so that's your least favorite. All right, and I'm vamping because he's taking sips of water
No, I'm
because
not.
there's an ocean of water underneath him. Okay, so the people that ignored you fully were also part of the problem. But
Part of the problem,
what
yeah.
would have been the perfect door person interact? Like if I were when I'm going to be a billionaire, how do I interact with you if you're
First of all, when you're a billionaire, please give me $10,000.
We'll see.
It's all right.
We'll
Thank
see.
you. All right, that's fair.
feels like a lot?
Number one, have headphones on.
Really?
That's like number one, because then we could just do this whole like I would, but
but
I can't.
Can't hear you.
Like I can't do anything about my headphones.
Like,
I am not. Yeah, like it's a speed situation. If I take them off, I blow up. So just like kind of do the look over, like a curt, I would say a 1 inch, maybe half an inch nod.
Ooh, that's hard to gauge, but okay,
just like a
little flick.
Yeah, like
this is an audio medium. People can't see.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to demonstrate it to you, so
I
you
have
would.
To describe it.
I mean, you are. I thought
flick
this just was a professional operation, but
you were incorrect.
No,
sir.
so just a curt nod, headphones in, even if you're deaf. Or a person without hearing. I don't know how to do person first language for this, but yes, if you are a person without hearing,
they're not listening to this. Hey, I'm done. We have to keep moving. Keep going.
Yeah.
So you got headphones in, you do the half to 1 inch nod.
Yeah. Okay. I acknowledge that you're a living human being.
Wait, eye contact or no eye contact?
Ooh, a quick eye contact.
So a glance.
Yeah. So if they want to like raise a finger to tell you like, hey, you have a package.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
That enough. But like it needs to be an important thing.
Okay.
I have once gotten like the finger like, hey, one moment while I was on the other side of these instances, I've been in fancy buildings with doormen.
Okay.
And they've just been like, did you see that new upset? I'm like, no, we're not doing this. All right. We are not doing this. First of all, if I'm entering a building, I have to pee. That is a rule.
That's a fact. Well, you're a liquid consumer.
I am mostly liquid. I mean, so are you.
So I was just about to say, now is that a human body thing or is that a Nick Nunez thing?
We'll find out.
I guess so.
I don't know how.
Oh my God, Nick, we are not even through a third of these questions.
Oh my God.
Wait, so finish. So I flick you or whatever.
Yeah, just quick. So yeah, half a second eye contact.
Okay.
Quick nod. Headphones in. If you could somehow have shades on, just be as sketchy as possible entering.
Wait, are you joking or being serious? I actually want to know how to interact because I'm going to be a billionaire, Nick. This is not helpful if you're fucking around.
Kate, I'm being serious, but you shouldn't ask me. You know, like I know I'm your guest on this podcast today, but I do mean like I'm a crazy person in a lot of ways, and I just
shingles.
So it's post shingles incidents,
and Adderall.
The Adderall thing. Once again over that. But
please hire Nick.
But no. So that's how I like it. A lot of people likes it, and this blows me away too. But a lot of people like to be treated as human beings and that human dignity.
Wait, what?
And I don't get it either. It's like people are so weird.
No.
Post pandemic, it's over. I don't know if you've heard.
Oh yeah, we're past it.
Yeah. Anyway, those are my politics. That's not true. But
okay, wait. So a little bit of an acknowledgement. Grab my package, but I'm not trying to talk to you about the Daily Show from the night before.
No. Never,
I'm like,
never.
just keep it moving.
No.
So you didn't want that as a door person. Even in the middle of the night, how'd you stay awake? If nobody talked to you, what were you doing?
People are doing crazy shit outside. This was also the summer that Pokemon Go was a thing.
Oh, God.
So some people, often were wandering into the building.
Fuck off.
Just with their phones, just be like, and I'd be like, hey, get out. And they'll be like, but Pikachu. And I'm like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. It's like, go, Pokemon Go the fuck out of here. That's where Hillary got that from.
Oh boy.
Yeah. No, but so there was that. There was a lot of random, because there was a little triangle park right in front of the entrance of the building. But it was very small. And there was just oftentimes violence there.
Sure.
Yeah. And then also there was a bar across the street. So every now and then I would just lock the front door and just go for a couple shots. And
are you joking or serious?
No, I'm 100% serious. It was they did not have a refrigerator, Kate.
Yeah, that's insane.
What are you going to do?
Yeah,
at a certain point, it's protest.
Yeah, that's
it's sometimes drinking at 2 a.m. while you're technically on the clock is a form of protest.
Listen, the number of jobs that have seen an intoxicated version of me that absolutely should not have. I don't have a problem, everybody. I barely drink now. But when I was bolder, I would.
She has a bottle of tequila.
Don't tell people things about my things. Speaking of which, because I can talk to Nick for 6 hours because these stories are too good. And again, Nick, don't listen to this. But folks, we're going to pause right now. This will be the end of part 1 because my God, I'm going to make him sit here and keep going. Did you park in 2-hour parking?
I parked in 5-hour parking.
Oh yeah. Okay, folks, you heard it. He parked in 5-hour parking. Fuck you, LAPD. He's going to be there. I shouldn't say that on Sirius. I should edit that part out.
Probably.
Maybe I won't. Maybe I will.
I don't know.
We'll
are
see.
you an ally? How do you feel?
You know where I was January 6th. Okay, so we are going to pause for the moment, and then we will see you folks next week for part 2. You're going to be on Sirius twice, boo.
I can't believe it. Dreams are coming true every
they
day.
Are. Now you got to step your game up and actually be funny in part 2.
Oh my God, you asked so much of me.
All right, folks, we'll see you next week.